As many are theorizing, there is a traitor among the Straw Hat Alliance, and I'm going to tell you why I believe it to be Law, and why he plans to betray the Straw Hats. First, what do we know? We know that Orochi seemingly orchestrated an incident on the night before the Fire Festival at Port Tokage, which caused the allies of the 9 Red Scabbards not to appear at the promised port. We also know that the traitor allowed Jack to find Zoe twice. It was thought that he was being told how to find Zoe specifically through a VV card, which said VV card was probably destroyed when Jack's ship was destroyed because they never went back to Zoe, or they know that Raizo went back to Wano. One of the two potentials. Now, Kaido has been shown to acquire more and more teammates throughout the time skip. We are shown members such as Drake and Hawkins to join the ranks of Kaido's Beast Army. And with Law, we have quite a bit to unpack with him being the potential traitor and why he might be a traitor to the Straw Hat Alliance. We also know that Kaido isn't above such schemes of implementing a spy in someone's ranks, as he had done so with Oppo to spy on Kid's Alliance. Now, before I go any further, I want to discuss other ideas of who could be a traitor and why it makes more sense for Law to betray the Alliance and not another character. Going forth, people have speculated other traitors can be in the lines of Carrot, Kiki Nojo, or even a small animal like sidekicks such as Sengeku's goat or Rob Lucy's pigeon, like just a little toad or something like that. Let's start with Kiki Nojo. Some believe that there's a traitor among the Red Scabbards, and Kiki Nojo was specifically left behind in Wano to gather intel. It'd have been logical to give her some VV card so she could meet up later. She also wasn't initially part of the Red Scabbards. Oda also confirmed this in an SBS that she was not the person seen in the group of Yazui's flashback, meaning she was not an original Scabbard. Oda also said this discrepancy would be explained in due time, meaning there's a secret behind it. One last clue is she even wears a horn mask, the mark of the Beast Pirates. So there's a lot of potential with that. You know, while she was in Wano, she could have had the VV card, she could have gave them to Jack, there's a lot of things she could have done in that time frame. But, moving on, next we have Carrot. Carrot is interesting when it comes to Zoe. First, we don't have much of a backstory for her compared to every other main Zoe resident. We barely see her during the fight with Jack, and an interesting moment after Duke hopes the VV card was destroyed is then showed Carrot has betrayed them by sneaking out of Zoe to adventure with Luffy and his crew, which could be a ploy to get to Wano. Some could say, no, she's fought for everybody, she fought in Whole Cake Island, but you know, Whole Cake is an easy rebuttal because of course she would. Of course she would fight against Big Mom because she's not allied with Big Mom. She was allied with Kaido. Heading into Wano, we see little of Carrot, which gives her time to place her traps and inform the other side of Luffy's deeds. There are other potential characters on this list that can all be considered the traitor, but for now we'll end it there and head into the main event, Law. Dating back all the way in Marineford, we see Law come in and save Luffy. We never understand why he does this. He just kind of says, you know, I'm a surgeon, and the law. You kind of sense that there's the law of D, or the will of D going on in this character, and he knows a little bit more about it, going back with Doflamingo when he tells him, I'm a D, and Luffy will take you down, and the D's and everything around that. But for the most part, we have no idea why he saved Luffy for the most part. Going forward, they create an alliance in Punk Hazard to take down Kaido. This brings Law to speak about the task at hand and what it will take to bring him down, which this said plan only had a 30% chance of success, which after you see Kaido and you see everything that's going on in Wano, you're like, okay, 30%, I'll take that. I will take that. That's a great chance for success. So he says this plan, and as such, he destroys Caesar's work. Then they take down Doflamingo and the Smiles, which lead to Kaido's frustration, and he will look to take down Doflamingo himself, but then it'll lead to him learning that Luffy and Law are deserving of his wrath. Then we move forward to the alliance with the Minks and the Samurai. Heading into Wano, in my opinion, I think we start to see Law's plan coming into the story as he weaves his strings slowly but surely behind the scenes. Now, stepping back and looking at Zoe and his crew, they had a VV card. and that's one way Jack could have known about Zoe's location. Simple, yet straight to the reason. Now, when we look at Wano, it gets a little bit more intricate. Law begins his showcase with a fight against Hawkins. After this fight, you kind of just get the sense that he follows his same traits where he did in Dressrosa by babysitting the Straw Hats. But when the news broke out that someone was a traitor, he was pointed out by Shinobu because Law's crewmates were captured. Which leads us to believe Law sold them out to get his crew back, which I'll touch on that in a second. After this heated argument, Law left to go get his crew, which I think is the key, along with one other point that I'll get to in a moment. Let's get into the grit of how Law will betray Luffy, and why. Law ends up exchanging himself for his crew with some kind of deal, but then is able to take down Hawkins with the help of an unknown character. Now my thoughts are that this character is Denjiro, and I'll say why in a minute, but as Hawkins lays in defeat, he brings up Law's alliance with Luffy and asks how well it's going, then proceeds to ask, but what now? Had a change of heart, have we? And it looks as if Law slashed Hawkins up, but we don't see it. Now here's where my theory leads. I believe Law let Hawkins know of his plan with Luffy, and Hawkins, which I believe has a hatred for Kaido, wanted to join in his ranks, but Law had to rough him up to make it seem like it was a real fight. Where does Denjiro come into this? Let me explain. I believe Denjiro has to be the man hidden at the end of the chapter because Law needs him as a Red Scabbard to deploy his plan and fill the alliance. The reason being, it's as simple as Law plans to defeat Kaido by gaining his trust by throwing the Straw Hats under the bus. Secretly though, he never planned to betray the Straw Hats. Him and Denjiro let the fleet come in and take a different harbor and tricked everyone else, even his own alliance, to believe that they were destroyed, but him and Denjiro moved them to another harbor, with Orochi, all the Scabbards, all of them believing that they were destroyed and the harbor was a complete success to Orochi's side, but a defeat to the alliance. Now, Law must implement this plan and betray the Straw Hats due to the fact that I believe Kaido used the Opie fruit back when he was younger to gain immortality, and this was through Big Mom. Big Mom gave him that fruit in order to gain immortality. As we saw in Kaido's introduction, he's been captured so many times and he's been put to execution and he is yet to die. Obviously that pertains to his advanced hockey usage, but I think he had to have the fruit in order, because he had to have been executed by admirals or some sort, and he just comes back. But now this just sets everything into plan. Kaido's gained immortality, and Law is the only one to reverse this, and he sets his plan into motion. Now, this plan consists of Law getting close to Kaido in some manner, and with that, he will use his own fruit to take down the potential immortal being named Kaido. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm completely off with my basis? Do you guys have other ideas about this hypothesis theory that I have? Did I miss anything? Is there any other information you'd like me to go over? I know this wasn't as thorough as I wanted it to be. I wanted to go in much more depth on some other pieces, but I wanted to leave it at that. If you guys want me to go in more depth, I'll release a longer video describing everything that's been in play in the series so far and how I think that pertains to Law being more so the traitor. Would you guys like me to talk about anything else? Leave a comment down below. Let's talk about it. Leave a like for the channel. If you guys want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/AnimeGoGoWatcher. Other than that, later.